Hi, everyone. This is Mark in New Jersey. And as we're getting ready for our first meditation, which includes a foot soak, here's a reminder to get your foot soak equipment, a dishpan, some salt, some kind of a towel, and something to rinse your feet off with. So hi, this is Mark in New Jersey. And welcome. If you're brand new, no problem. We have all these sessions recorded and you can find them on our webpage. Also, if you need help understanding something that we've covered in the class, we always have people standing by to help you in the Zoom chat. And you can also request a breakout room later in the program if you have a particular question or some experience that you have a question about. Also, for more support, you can even ask for a mentor, somebody who would be with you one-on-one to work with you, help you understand what's happening as you're exploring this meditation. Yesterday, we talked about going beyond the mind, and we cleared the left and the right channels. And we also introduced a new handout with the affirmations for the left, right, and center channels. So we'll be reviewing that clearing of the left side and the right side and the central channel today. And you'll enjoy what it feels like when your thoughtless awareness state extends and lasts longer and you feel more of the joy and the peace. So Sahaja Yoga, we're all volunteers. We do this because we just enjoy it. So there's never a charge for Sahaja Yoga. And let me introduce our two presenters today. There'll be a presenter guiding a meditation, showing us the foot soak, and a follow-up presenter taking us even deeper into meditation after the video of Shri Mataji. So welcome, Senay. Where are you? And tell us a little about yourself.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. My name is Senay, and I'm participating in this program from San Francisco. Originally, I am from Turkey. I was born in Turkey, and I came here 20 years ago. I have family with the two children. I have my husband. And I got my self-realization in Turkey in 1998. So I was just searching as you were searching the absolute truth and what is the truth and what is the self. So I was one of them in 1998. So of course, it's a big journey, but it's a very joyful journey to find yourself, which is the spirit and which is the absolute truth, as you already discovered. And I would like to welcome everyone. Hopefully we will all have a wonderful meditation together.
Okay, nice to meet you.
Thank
Welcome
you.
To the 21 days.
Mark.
And now a dear old friend of mine who I first met in 1984. So we go way back. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Mark. How are you?
Anything you want to say about your life as a person who practices Sahaja Yoga before we get started tonight?
I'll just say I'm joining you from West Palm Beach, Florida, and this meditation is fundamental to really everything I do every day, and I enjoy it so much, and I'm just happy to be able to share it with all of you. Looking forward to meditating together.
I look forward to meditating with you, Steve. All right, so I will turn it over to Senay.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Mark. Okay, so yes, the meditation that of course we will do. Hopefully we will have the great meditation together today. And what I would like to kindly remind you all, of course we all had a maybe long day, and maybe from the last week or yesterday, we have so many thoughts. Please try to be in the present when you are meditating. And it will be so helpful. And please remember the past is gone and the future is not exist yet. So as you always do, we will start with the, of course, foot soak during the meditation. And what we are going to do today with our meditation and with the foot soak, we will be focusing actually for our conditions and for our maybe with which we are not aware, maybe we have some reactions, or maybe we always use the word of the I and the mind, which we call it actually ego and the superego. Sometimes we are not aware, right? I do it. I have to do it. I am the one who will be doing the best, maybe, or maybe I am not able to do it, something like that. We have always this conversation with ourselves, maybe with the other people too, right? But sometimes we have the word of the mind. And so my family and my job and my house, and everything my it is in our attention, or maybe in our actions sometimes, right? And that brings us to our superego. So we may not have it, but it accumulates sometimes, of course, from the past, from the what we were, what condition we were born, or what culture we came, and everything accumulates. And rationalism, nationalism, and of course our career and the position and the knowledge, everything brings us to I or into my, right? So now, knowingly or unknowingly, the kundalini, which we all have, the mother kundalini, and this the divine energy which we have, and she is the one actually purifies us. Let's try to experience it. And if your foot socks are ready, so it is in front of me. I believe you have also many of us, or all of you. And let's relax before putting our feet into water. So let's relax and let's put our hands on our lap. And we will raise our kundalini. Before raising the kundalini, let's take a deep breath a few times. Okay. We will raise our kundalini, not too fast, not too slow. We will do it with our attention and graciously. Let's do it together. And please look at your hands. And our attention is trying to be in the present when we are raising our kundalini. And 3 times. We did it 3 times. Because we have 3 channels within us, and we want to be always in this present moment with our mother kundalini, and we want to keep it this state. Let's give it bow down to ourselves 7 times for each chakra. Again, not too fast, not too slow. With our attention, very graciously. 7 times. So let's put our feet into water tub. If your candle is on, we can look at the candle for a few seconds. Our hands are on our lap, the palms are up. We are putting our hands on our lap. Eyes are not closed yet. We will just look at the flame of the candle for a few minutes, for a few seconds, if you have it. Otherwise, no worries. The fire element clears out and purifies and burns out all the impurities within us. And it comes in, it goes out. And the fire element helps us, for each of us. Okay. Now look at the Shri Mataji's picture. We are looking at her red dot, which we call it bindi. Please look at her bindi. And if any thoughts are coming, we are just watching. No need to think or analyze anything from the past or future. And slowly we can close our eyes. Both hands are on our lap, and we are sitting straight. Please sit comfortably. Let's put our right hand on our heart. Attention is on our heart. The self, which is the spirit in our heart. Let's say from our heart with full confidence, without analyzing it. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am the pure spirit. I am just the pure spirit. I am not this body, not this mind, not these conditionings, not this expectation, not this ego. I am just the pure spirit. Let's say one more time, without any thinking from the past or future, and with full confidence. Mother Kundalini, I am the pure spirit. I'm not this body, not this mind, not these conditionings, not this emotion, not this expectation, and not this ego. I am the pure spirit. I am just the pure spirit. We can put our right hand on our left shoulder. Our head will turn to right side. Please try to bring your attention on this part, on this chakra. Without bringing the past experience, we will say, with very humble way, Mother Kundalini, I am not guilty for anything. Whatever it happened in the past, if something happened, we know that it happened with ignorance. Please try to say from your heart, very humble way, I am not guilty for anything. If I am the pure spirit, how can I be guilty? Oh, Mother, please establish my self-respect in me with my spirit. Oh, Mother, please establish my self-respect in me with my spirit. So we can put back our hand on the lap. Let's put our right hand on our forehead. Please cover your forehead with the full hand. And please bend your head as much as front without stressing your neck. We will sing again from our heart. I forgive everyone, including myself. If something happened in the past, please remember it's already gone and we can't change anything. And it happened with ignorance. Please try to say, I forgive. If nothing happened also in the past, just say from your heart for your satisfaction. I forgive everyone, including myself. I forgive. I forgive. Now we can put our right hand on the right side part of the head. And basically are putting our right hand above our ear. Attention is on this chakra, on this part. Mother Kundalini, please remove all my conditionings, all my expectations from my mind, from my attention, from my heart. Let's say one more time, Mother Kundalini, please remove all my conditionings, all my expectations. Mother Kundalini, please remove all my superego, which comes from my past, which comes from my expectations. Please make me connect with myself without any expectation, without any conditions. I am the pure spirit. I am not this conditioning, not this expectation. I am the pure spirit. Slowly we can put back our hand on the left. Now we will put our left hand on the left part of our head. Again, with the same way, this time on the left part. Attention is on this chakra. Our right hand is open. The palm is open on our left. If any thoughts are coming, just watch it when you are meditating. Attention is on this part. Mother Kundalini, I surrender all my thoughts, all my futuristic thoughts. I surrender all my thoughts to all pervading divine power. Please do not let me to think that I have done everything myself. I don't do anything. Please remove all my ego, which I am not aware of. Oh, Mother Kundalini, please remove all the pride, which I am not aware of. And please make me the spirit. Mother Kundalini, you are the doer. And enjoy me. I don't do anything. I am just the pure spirit. I am the pure spirit. I surrender all my thoughts, all my ego and the pride. And I am the pure spirit. Slowly we can put like our hand on the mat. Gently, please bring your attention on the Sahasrara, which is on the top of the head, on the fontanel bone area. We will put our right hand on the fontanel bone area with the center of the palm. We are pressing. The fingers are straight. Fingers are not touching. Only the palm of the hand is touching. Attention is on this chakra. Please press and give a little pressure, and our hand will turn to clockwise. And we are doing a gentle massage with a little pressure. From the heart, with the desire, we will say, Mother Kundalini, please establish my self-realization. Mother Kundalini, please establish my self-realization with my spirit. Please make me connect with the all-pervading divine power and make me one. Slowly we can put back our hand on the mat. For a few minutes, we will keep the silence within us. Attention is on the top of the head. And try to be in the present. Try to enjoy with your silence. And try to feel to be part and a parcel of the whole with divine joy. Slowly we can open our eyes. We can rinse our feet right now. And first, before the rinsing our feet, let's bow to our own divine energy, which is the Mother Kundalini within us, with respect. So we can rinse our feet. And while we are drying our feet, and please, you don't need to bring it in other room or the bathroom, and just put it on the side. And because we will listen a talk of Shri Mataji, and with the same state, I would like to kindly remind you to feel the vibrations in your subtle system in your hand, and also to get to this connection with yourself, which is the spirit, and with the divine power. And please try to keep your silence, and please put your attention on your top of your head, which is the seventh chakra, and the hands can open. Please open your hand that you can experience of the vibrations on your hands. And let's listen and enjoy the talk of Shri Mataji.
But the basis of collectivity, the foundation of collectivity is very deep. And the deep understanding can only tell you that the basis of collectivity is detached love. Love is the only way. It's not possible to have collectivity unless and until you have detached love. French have been good at so many types of love that they have been talking about. And they have written books after books, novels after novels, and have created lots of romantic and unromantic and all kinds of atmospheres to talk of love. But the pure love, as we understand in Sahaja Yoga, is to be now expressed by Sahaja Yogis among themselves. After all, we are all human beings made by one God. And that we are all Sahaja Yogis created by one mother. So there should be no misunderstanding between us of any kind. But we must know what sometimes makes us little different. If we can understand the problems that we face, then it would be much easier for us to see why our love becomes so attached and not so detached. Starts becoming smaller and smaller, then a person just starts loving oneself only. One of the main reasons that we have this problem is because of our conditionings. We are conditioned the way that we don't know how to love. When I see the advertisements in the West, I don't know from where the West starts, and where it ends and from where the east stands. They talk of west and east, but I don't know which is the demarcating line. Can anybody tell me that? Where do we start, east and west? Because it's one round world, you see. But somehow or other there is some line, unknown line, underlying line, which creates sometimes this east and west, two types of conditionings. So when I see some advertisements, they show about, recently I saw about James Bond, that he is free to kill and the best film for revenge. This is the advertisement. If revenge is the best way of fulfillment, then how can we love someone? So this kind of conditioning comes to us from outside. That we should not forgive anyone. We should take the revenge. And if you do not take the revenge, then you are not worthy your name. So if you cannot take the revenge, like a duel that they used to have in France quite a lot between the two persons. They would take two guns and kill each other. I mean, what a stupid idea it was. Just think of it in modern times. But it was so. So if the revenge is not taken, then it was thought to be something very sly, very low level. So a person must take revenge. History shows also the same things, that one had to take a revenge of another person who has harmed you in any way, troubled you. I think it's the quality of a snake, they say. That if you step onto any snake, it follows you all his life to take the revenge. The only thing that it does all its life is to run after that person who has, by mistake, put the foot on its body. In the same way, a human endeavor I have seen in so many novels is suggested how a man gets after a person who has some way or other harmed. If we go on like this, there's no end to it. Firstly, it is absolutely absurd. For that, I will give you an example of Buddha. Very much I have been impressed by the way he said once, somebody who insulted him and abused him and said all kinds of horrible words. Then Buddha went to another village. Now this fellow felt the remorse and he went back. And said, "Sir, I'm sorry, I've said these things to you. I'm really very sorry." He said, "What?" "When?" He said, "Yesterday." He said, "Yesterday is finished now. You are now with me today. So why are you talking about yesterday? It's finished."
Let's just sit for a moment and absorb Shri Mataji's words in meditation. So as an extension of our meditation, we're going to play a short video which is focusing on two words, two syllables, which are called hum and ksham. And you can see them on the screen so that you know how they're spelled and pronounced. And the video has music and some beautiful images. And along with that, you'll hear people are sort of chanting or singing hum and ksham. And these two syllables actually have an impact when we sing them or when we say them on our ego and our superego. They help to bring down the ego and superego and help to bring the mind down, keep the mind a little bit out of the way of our silence. So as we watch, you can enjoy just watching and listening, or if you feel like joining in with the very simple singing of hum and ksham, feel free to do that. Let's stay in meditation and enjoy the silence, enjoy the vibrations from inside.
Ksham, Hum, Ksham, Hum, Ksham, Hum, Ksham.
So let's continue our meditation with our hands open and our eyes closed. Let's take our right hands, put them on top of our heads, just where they were before. We can press down a little bit firmly with the palm of our hand. And we can allow our attention to gradually settle there on top of the head. And we can ask once more our Kundalini, Mother, please rise to the top of my head. Please take me into meditation. And let's slowly raise our hand up. And let's be aware of that space above the head. And just observe what we feel there. And let our attention really settle in that space above the head. And keeping our attention there, we can bring our hand down to our lap. So one of the topics of tonight is about how to extend and maintain the state of thoughtless awareness. So with our attention there above our head, let's take a minute or so and just observe that silence. Let's observe very objectively whether any thoughts or worries or disturbances distract our attention. Let's just see if we can stay in that silence and observe what happens. So some of us probably felt that the silence was very easy to maintain. And some of us may also have felt some distractions or some thoughts coming in. So a very simple exercise that we can do now, which many people find helpful, is we can take a deep breath in, hold it for a couple of seconds, and then when we breathe out, we hold it out for a couple of seconds. And in that gap of a few seconds, let's really focus in on the silence. So let's breathe in, hold it briefly, and just feel that silence. And we breathe out, hold it out for a few seconds, and feel the silence. And we can repeat this a few times. Let's see if we can establish ourselves in that silent moment and stay with it. Maybe now we're able to extend that silence for a little longer time. So we're very much in the habit of navigating through life using the mind. And while we're in this silence, sometimes thoughts do come. So how can we bring ourselves back to that silence? So one very simple way is that we can bring our hand back to the top of our head. And just re-establish our attention there. Just let our attention be drawn back to that spot by the pressure of our hand. With our attention there, we will automatically really go beyond the mind, back to that silence. So when we feel our attention is settled there again, we just slowly bring the hand back down. And again, enjoy the silence for a minute. One other thing that helps me quite often, if thoughts are coming in, is just to ask my Kundalini again, Mother, please rise within me and take me into meditation. And often this brings the silence right back. So you can try that if you feel the thoughts are coming. Our Kundalini is such a loving and benevolent motherly force. She's anxious to help us to be in that state. We may feel a beautiful response inside when we ask. And one other thing I'll mention in the time that we have is that we've all heard the term witnessing a number of times during these programs. And that's really when we have the capacity to just see what's going on within us and around us. And a very good way to neutralize thoughts, worries, concerns that take away the silence is to see them, just to see them and observe them. And at most we can say, I forgive. This will help to quiet them down. But we don't have to do much. We can just observe, okay, the thought is there, concern is there. But we keep our attention, we keep our connection as the most important thing. So let's just observe if any thoughts or any distractions come to our mind. Let's just see them without reacting, without trying to stop them. And we'll see that they drift away as easily as they came, and that the silence will remain. So one more time, let's bring our hand up to the top of the head. Can bend our heads a little forward and press down. You may feel a little pulsation under our hand. We may even feel kind of the sensation of the energy resonating down from the top of the head through the body. Just observe what we feel. You can raise the hand up. Above the head, just feel the flow of the energy, or at least be aware of that space above the head. Just let our attention be fully merged into that space above the head. Can bring our hand down. Just sit very briefly. We'll just sit quietly. And in this silence, let's slowly raise our Kundalini. Let's do the 7 bandhas as well. And we can slowly open our eyes. And I'll turn it back over to Mark now.
This is day 20 of the 21-day intensive course, where we've met every single day for 3 weeks. Tomorrow will be the last day of this 21-day series. So we'd like to hear from you, the people that have been coming regularly, been participating in the breakout rooms, in the chat, calling on people to help them out in a breakout room. And so we really want to know, what has been your experience of the 21-day course? And do you plan to continue? Because in a week, we're going to continue. We're going to keep moving upward and onward with our meditation. So what we're going to put on this program right now for you is a survey form. And we'll give you a minute or two to go into the survey form. And we're going to ask you quite a bit about you, like where you are and how to reach you. And that's because as you progress in Sahaja Yoga, you're probably going to want to get in touch with people who are close to you. And so there may be a center that's not far from you, and we can let you know about these people that you can actually meet in person. And it helps also to match, in case you're asking for someone to support you, work with you, what we call a mentor. So tomorrow is day 21 of the initial 21 days of this North American 21-day course. And then we're going to take a 1-week break. So that doesn't mean we're not going to be meditating, but it means that we're not going to be hosting these programs with presenters and musicians and videos of Shri Mataji every single day. So next Sunday, February the 12th, we're going to start the next series of 21 days. It'll be a little bit different. It'll be 3 days a week. So it'll be Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And it'll be the same link, the same time. And it's where we keep moving forward, keep expanding, keep growing, keep deepening the roots, and just seeing how far we can go. Now, because we're only meeting 3 times a week for this program, we also want to offer an opportunity for being together and meditating and foot soaking at least another 3 days a week. So on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, at this same link, at this same time, you'll be able to join a Sahaja Yoga teacher and many others and enjoy a meditation together and a foot soak together. So it'll be a much shorter program lasting about 30 minutes. Tomorrow, our last day, let's assess tomorrow what we have learned. And what do we need? What's going to keep us growing and evolving and becoming more and more our true selves? So looking forward to meeting with you tomorrow as we finish up the first 21 days. And because these are live streamed to YouTube, the entire course is available on our YouTube playlist, and you can find that on our website. So there's all kinds of resources. When we present a new handout, like we did last night on the affirmations, you can download that handout. You can use it as you see fit. And there's also other resources available. There's the WhatsApp groups you can join. There are these breakout rooms where you can ask questions. And also, if you want to work one-on-one with somebody who's been doing this for a while, you can ask for a mentor. And it's a great way to have some new friends in your life, people who are on the same path as you, to really attain something, have a really enjoyable life. So what I would like to do now is invite our presenters to come back on the screen and ask them a little bit about the ego and the superego, the culminations of our left channel and our right channel, the past and the future. So I'll ask Steve, have you been able to recognize your own ego, and how did you do that?
Thanks, Mark. That's a really subtle subject, but I think I'm going to be a little bit of a broken record on this topic by bringing up witnessing again. And I think the really tremendous thing about growing in Sahaja Yoga is the way that we begin to be able to see ourselves. And so when we are in meditation, we can really observe what's going on inside. We can observe the reactions. If we get angry, if we react to someone in some sort of a way, or if we're acting according to habits and conditionings that maybe are not so good for us, we begin to be able to see it. And I think for me, that's the essence of it, is being able to witness, being able to see myself. And when you can see what's going on inside, it's actually not that hard to get out of it. The first thing is just to see it. So that, I guess that would be my response to that.
So you notice it. How do you get out of it?
Well, that's the amazing thing about witnessing, because when you see and you bring your attention to something that is maybe a little out of balance inside, quite often it resolves itself. And there's a power sort of behind that witnessing, being in that state where just seeing it neutralizes it. And it doesn't require effort. In fact, effort makes it worse, makes it harder to get out of. So that's my experience.
Okay, Senay, have you been able to recognize your own ego? And how did you manage to do that?
It is a quite challenging question. So yes, definitely. I mean, as we all are human being, let's start from my before actually. Before my self-realization, I used to see myself, I'm doing right things with my action, with my thoughts, with my behavior, even with my maybe my voice. And but after my self-realization, which means when I start to get really connected with myself, with awakening of the Kundalini, and what I used to think, whatever I used to believe, the knowledge and which was applying to my action. So I start to see they are not really absolute, and which is not really guiding me well. And so, but of course, this ego part from my side personally, it was just me, not hurting anyone. So just by rationalism of the like my mind and what knowledge, what education, what I had it, and I know everything very well. But when I saw myself in the mirror of the spirit, that I saw how it is so silly, and the knowledge which is coming from the absolute knowledge that it is coming from the divine, and then we get connected with it. So I don't know if I could able to explain that I would able to witness myself with my action, with my mind, with my even the behavior, and it made me more silent and watch myself, and more humble. Actually, it made me, I would like to use this word, made me more humble, the way what I learned, and the way what is the absolute truth, and the knowledge which is divine, which is within us, and start acting within us. And I start to see myself becoming more humble and the silent, and enjoy whatever it is around me, whatever I have. So I hope it is clear that from what I experienced, what I am having, and what I'm enjoying with myself right now, without any mind. Actually, I don't bring my mind so much at all. Yeah. So I hope it is everyone.
Yeah, I can.
Get.
I get the sense that there's something that you're enjoying more than the intellect and the rationality, that you're feeling something through your spirit, and that feels really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's beautifully expressed. And now sometimes we notice all the china breaking in the china shop when we're being a big out of control ego, but sometimes we're in the presence of somebody else who is manifesting their ego.
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with the ego of others, Senay?
Yes. Yeah, that is the how, as a human being, how we see the things, how we are basically, right, normally, and we don't see the things how they are. We see the things how we are before the self-realization. I would like to first start like that, because before, of course, before the self-realization, before the Mother Kundalini awakening, or before becoming one with ourselves without applying our ego and the mind, and we used to see, for example, I used to see the things how I am. I used to think, and I used to put a conclusion on that. And but now what I start to see actually how they are, I start to accept how the people are, how the things are going on. And but it doesn't mean I'm not reacting. It doesn't mean I am reacting to them. I start to put my heart in them. And I start to put the compassion of the heart, if I am able to reflect it. So when I start without reacting, with the sweetness, but not the superficiality at all, with the sweetness, with your compassionate heart, which means not the sympathy, because sympathy brings the different thing. It brings your expectation, it can bring the rationalism, it can bring everything, because it becomes in the box. But the compassion, the divine compassion of your heart, and I notice I start to get actually recognize that the compassion of the divine in my heart is not me actually. The divine is start to act in my heart, this compassionate heart. And whoever is actually, when I see the reaction of the peoples with their voice, with their action, with their behavior, and I became silent. And in the same time, I start to bring my heart and my compassionate heart to them. And it's amazing. When you start to actually, let's say, when you start to have this state with your heart, with your pure attention, without putting your mind and without putting your action, expectation, and without putting your what it is supposed to be, it has to be actually, as a realized soul, minimized, or it should not. And when you don't put your mind, when you put only your heart with your witness, becoming the witness, everything changes. Everything changes miraculously. Either the people who are around you, who are disturbing you with their voice or with their behavior, completely they change or they disappear. They don't be around you. So becoming the witness without putting my mind, without putting my expectation, without putting my conditioning, but putting my heart into those people, everything changes. And it becomes the reflection of your heart, of the divine, actually. The reflection of the divine's compassion to everyone it reflects. So yeah, this is my humble experience.
Okay. It makes me introspect a lot to hear how you use this amazing capacity. Steve, how have you dealt with the ego of others?
Well, Senay put it so beautifully. The compassion, the love of the heart, the forgiveness, these are powerful things that really neutralize so much of, whatever aggression or whatever anger or whatever may be insulting to us, whatever it might be. For me, I think one thing I'm always aware of when I see someone who's angry or in some way aggressive is that, number one, they're suffering in that moment. They're out of balance. They have a problem, and they need that love and compassion. If I react, I'm just escalating the situation. And really, we're here as people whose Kundalini is flowing, who have these vibrations. We're here to bring that love to everyone. So that's the main thing. And I also think sometimes too, when I see someone angry and troublemaking, that I've been there. I've been there. I mean, I know where they're coming from. I know what it feels like, and it doesn't feel good. So that capacity to witness again and just to bring that love of the heart, I think that's what helps us to stay balanced, to really hang on to our state but also it ends up helping the other person. And it often ends up with them feeling much better.
So we've been talking about what we call the right channel in Sahaja Yoga, the right side, that aggressiveness, that putting attention on the outside, looking to the faults of others. Now, let's turn our attention to the left side, the left channel, and the forces that work there to get in the way of our enjoyment and our growth are the beliefs and the habits that we've acquired. And in some cases, these beliefs and habits, which we can call conditionings, get in the way. So, Steve, how have you overcome some of your conditionings that were holding you back?
Yeah, so Mark, one of the things that comes to mind is that vibratory awareness. So we start to become sensitive to our own vibrations. And I remember very well when I started doing Sahaja Yoga, I started to notice patterns. Certain behaviors resulted in certain blockages repeatedly. And I started to realize every time I do this, I have this problem. Or every time I do this, I can't meditate as well. And so you start to observe, what's going on inside and how things affect you. And in this way, you become aware of what you're doing that's not good for you. And so habits, which you're maybe just kind of very mindlessly pursuing, you start to make little connections and say like, no, I'm really doing something all the time, just not very good for me. And it's easy to change when your priority is to stay in balance. Then you see, okay, this just doesn't fit. This activity or this habit, this attitude doesn't fit with my goal, which is to grow. So that's one way. And I think you also start to see, I think, ways that, I don't know, maybe everyone does this, but I think we create little comfort zones for ourselves sometimes where we find some little indulgence or some little something that we sort of enjoy, but it's not particularly balanced, but it's not so harmful. So we feel like, oh, that's okay. But you start to realize those things too, these subtle little things that are just ways that we indulge not being in balance. And these are habits. These are probably from our past, things that made us very comfortable at some point in our lives, but they're not helping us to evolve. So again, I think it's just becoming aware and feeling, what brings you out of that state. And you start to avoid those things naturally.
Senay,
Yes.
how have you overcome some of your conditionings or habits that were holding you back?
Yes. Yeah. Again, of course, it comes from our experience, right? From the past and from our how we grew up and where we grew up, the culture and the nation, even maybe religion. And so of course, everything accumulates, the position and the career and education, maybe some education, maybe not any education, everything accumulates in our mind. And then it applies for our behavior, for our action, right? So yes, of course, as doesn't matter when we got our self-realization, but we all are when we got our self-realization, maybe a few years ago, maybe a few weeks ago, maybe many years ago, doesn't matter, but we all are. When we get to this connection with the spirit, with the light of the spirit, and when it makes us one, which is the spirit, and I start to see myself actually, how my mind, how everything, what I know, what I knew, everything is guiding me in a wrong way. And of course, the condition brings expectation, right? And so the condition, what we have, as again with the knowledge, with the how nationalism and even the mind, everything is accumulates in our mind. And so through the light of the Spirit, and I start to, as kindly I would like to say, I start to see the beauty in everything. And again, how I tried to explain earlier, like we don't see the things how they are, right? And but after the self-realization, I start to see kindly, in a humble way, I start to see the things how actually how they are, and not how I am. That brings the expectation, like, because we have this limited mind, we have the eyes, we see the things, but we know, but we don't see the things how they are, and we don't accept it. That is actually condition. That is actually, it brings us into expectation also, because everything has to be supposed to be in our way, how we know. But the light of the Spirit, again, the self which we have in our heart, and it starts to guide us. It starts to actually enjoy with everything. And when this mind also gets actually connected with our spirit, and which is the conscious mind, and this conscious mind, when it enlightens our knowledge, maybe some of them maybe not so is not actually absolute knowledge, and it start to actually eliminate, it start to take away, and it brings the actually absolute knowledge. And that absolute knowledge actually removes actually expectations, the conditionings, and also start to bring the joy, the absolute joy, not the happiness, the absolute joy. And again, we start to see the beauty in everything. As a personally, over the years, I start to enjoy to see the beauty and in everything, in each person, when I don't stop, when I don't bring my mind and mind of the conditioned mind and or expectation. Again, what it does through the meditation, when I start to meditate, and through the meditation, which is the Mother Kundalini, which we have each time when she rises. Can you imagine every time when it rises, and when each time the light which we have in our spirit, the flame of the light increase, and we start to see the reality within ourselves. We start to see the reality in each person, and makes us humble, and makes us actually enjoy with everything and balance. And because there is no any more conditioned mind with ourselves, which used to have. So kindly, I'm experiencing this, the condition. Did I finish my condition? If you ask this question. So sometimes I find myself, of course, with the little thing, but that is also is the beauty of this Mother Kundalini, how she puts us into awareness. How am I doing? How you are doing? And she tells me how you are doing. Okay, you are meditating, but still you have a condition, and you are, because I am a little reacting, right, with my voice, with my mind. And but again, it's a beautiful experience, connecting with the Mother Kundalini, how she guides us, and it puts us into balance, and it puts us actually into beautiful guide that brings us into as a humble person, actually, because you don't expect anything anymore from anyone, just you enjoy it. And yeah. So I can say so many things, but I think this is enough. So.
All right. So we heard about encountering people with ego, and how Senay said, you basically envelope them in love. And it sounds like that kind of melts away all those sharp edges. Steve, what if somebody comes to you and they're suffering from their super ego, their conditionings? They're like, Steve, I'm so miserable. What can you do as somebody who knows about Sahaja Yoga?
Well, the first thing I would do, if I get the opportunity, is I would ask them to sit down and try to meditate and get their Kundalini flowing. Because if that happens, I think they won't stay so miserable. And the beautiful thing is, once someone starts meditating, first of all, they get to experience a little bit of that joy. And secondly, if you can talk to them about it, they can get a little bit more detached from their misery and their problems, because they can learn about how it's your left side, or it's this chakra, or it's not just, oh, I'm miserable, life is terrible anymore. It's, oh, I can actually understand what's going on inside of me, and that's why I feel this way. And there's something I can do about it. I can clear it, I can improve it. So to expose them to Sahaja Yoga would be the first and probably best solution that I can offer. Otherwise, give them love. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, that to me is the essence of Sahaja Yoga. The love. Okay. Senay, I'm trying to meditate and I can sustain my thoughtless awareness for 5 minutes after 3 weeks. And then the thoughts come in and I'm a bit disappointed because I wanted to be able to sit for the duration of this beautiful meditation with these other people in the program. And there they are saying, that's silence. And I'm just aware of thinking about the weather or something. So Senay, can you think of any way to help those people that would like to somehow expand the state of thoughtless awareness, make it last a little longer?
Yes, of course. Yeah, it's actually a beautiful question. I mean, it applies for all of us. Yes. To becoming and being in the present. Let's say we maybe many of us or all of us, we all felt to be in present today in the meditation, maybe, and we want to continue this whole week, as Mark said. And how we do, I mean, how I do actually, for example, I meditated 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's the question. What do you do?
Yes, what I do. Yes, what I do when I find myself, actually, I am thinking when I'm working or when I'm shopping, and still some things are really disturbing me as a thought, or maybe as some person. So when I find myself, I always bring my attention. If it is the place, if I am able to put my hand on my heart, because it is easy to bring my attention when I put my hand on my heart. Please remember the heart. In the heart there is self, there is spirit, and the spirit actually makes one us physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So what I do it, I am the pure spirit. I'm not this mind. I'm not this conditioning. I'm not this anger. I'm not this emotion. I am the pure spirit. I tell myself this. And if you find yourself, kindly, I would like to remind you all, you had a wonderful meditation, and then maybe 1 hour or half an hour later, you will find yourself again, you are thinking, please put your hand on your heart, and also please tell confidently, without any doubt, I am the pure spirit. I'm not this body. I'm not this mind. I'm not this conditioning. I'm not this anger. I am the pure spirit. Oh, Mother Kundalini, please make me one with myself, with my spirit. And it really helps a lot. And it really brings your attention into present. It brings my attention into present. And because since everyone's Kundalini is awakened, Mother Kundalini is, as you know, why we call mother is the feminine energy which is within us is already awakened. She's already awakened. She's already within us, and we need to communicate with the Mother Kundalini. And once you find yourself, you are not able to stop your thoughts, you are not able to stop your anger, even after the meditation, maybe half an hour or 5 minutes later, it really helps a lot to who we are. It reminds us who we are. We are the spirit. We are not this anger. We are not this emotion. We are not this body. And the Kundalini just goes like this on your Sahasrara, on your top of the head, and it brings the joy of the divine within. So I hope it is helpful. Yeah.
Okay, Steve, 10 minutes in, and now here come the thoughts. What do you do?
Well, some of the things we did in the meditation, what I find, like there was the thing about just bringing your attention back here, what Chennai said about bringing the attention to the heart, saying I'm the spirit, that works. The little breathing exercise that we did helps me sometimes to just get back into the silence. And I think what's really important is to find out for yourself what gets you back there. And so you take all these little hints and these little tools that we've shared with you, and you see what works for you. And maybe there's something that works today and it doesn't work tomorrow. So I find it's a living process, and there's always the matter of finding your way into it. And you have to be very much in the moment and very responsive to the moment, because there's no formula. There's nothing you can do every day in the exact same order that's always going to produce the same results. So the thing is to be genuine, not to be upset with yourself, not to be frustrated with yourself ever, because that's really counterproductive, but just to find your way back. And any of these things can help you to do that. So
Yeah, for me, it's important to remember that there's always tomorrow. So today I sat down and had 20 minutes of nonstop thinking. But then tomorrow, let me try again. And don't give up. This is, for most of us, it's so new. Exploring this, finding new ways to enjoy that. Wow, there's all this stuff going on and I don't have to think about it. Yeah. So I have learned so much from listening to you guys, this program. I want to really apply the lessons I've learned, that we have these amazing tools. We have our vibrations, we have our spirit, we have our heart, we have felt the vibrations. So I want to thank you so much for being with us for this program, and for the people that are still attending the program. If you want to stay here and enjoy some music, we'll put on some music and you can continue to just be in the meditation. If you want to talk with somebody, maybe share something that you've experienced, or you had a little eureka this program, or you have a question, then you can put a question in the chat, or you can say, I want to talk with somebody, I want a breakout room. And we'll see you tomorrow for day 21.
Thank you.